Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am back today for our September series, day 5, and our prompt today is black and white. So I think Jess thinks I cheated a little bit here because I am using a black and white photo for my layout, but I'm obviously incorporating colour in the layout itself. And I think Jess said to me, that's not black and white, but, you know, it's just a prompt. These, 30 things that we've got going on for September. You can interpret that prompt any way you like. It's just designed to help you scrap. So I interpreted black and white as the use of a black and white photo, which I have done. So I'm very awkwardly cutting this paper, as you can see me do here, because I wanted to go with a diagonal, and I thought about getting a ruler and measuring it, but I'm a little lazy and I didn't want to. So I just attempted to cut with my trimmer, and obviously that is not even. But you know what? I don't mind. I end up covering the unevenness sort of with the photo anyway, and I don't think it really matters. But what I am trying to do is put double-sided tape on the back. So I just use my pen to kind of mark roughly where the sort of paper ends, so that I can put enough double-sided tape on that it sticks down, but I'm not kind of hanging it too much over the edge because, I like to keep my scraps for other projects. So I'm just attaching this. You saw my photo earlier. That was of me with my musical instrument. I play an instrument called the tenorhorn. Most of you will have absolutely no idea what that instrument is. But it is the brass band equivalent of a French horn. So the bell point's up. It's like a mini, really mini, like little tuba, but doesn't sound anything like a tuba. It's just shaped a little bit like a tuba. But yeah, the bell point's up, but it is the brass band equivalent of a French horn. So it's very English. Yeah, and that's what I play. I played the trumpet when I was at school, and the French horn for a little bit, not much, only a year, and then I moved to trumpet. So yeah, that's me, and I still play. So when you hear me talk about music and rehearsal and band, this is what I am talking about. Brass bands. It's not nerdy at all, don't worry. It's fair. It's a great hobby, and I would encourage anyone who's interested in music to play a musical instrument and join your local community band. Whether that's a brass band, if you play brass and percussion, or if you play woodwind, a concert band, or strings, there's something there for everyone in the local community. And play music, it's wonderful. Okay, that's me off my arts high horse. So I am layering up my photo just with, scrap bits of paper that I have. These are actually my scrapbook roulette items of all things. I've kind of kept my scrapbook roulette items for the month of August, which is when I'm filming this video. So I'm using quite a lot of them this month, and I'm very proud of myself. So, kind of layering up the photo, kind of thinking what the layers are going to look like, and now I just go, there's too much going on here, I need to stick it down. So I just start sticking down the layers. I'm not too fussed about about how they're all going. I mean, I want them to obviously look good, so I am sort of thinking about placement, but I'm not too precise with where they all go. I just know that I want, a range of colours in the background, but particularly like the navies and a bit of the greens, because I knew that I wanted to do some flowers from this Kaiser Craft Wildflower collection. I had some flowers left over in the ephemera pack. I knew I wanted to use those, so I just wanted to make sure I was bringing in some of the greens and pinks, because they're the colours that are in the flowers. And I really liked this bold navy stripe, and I think because I matted the photo with a blue and white pattern, I wanted to bring some more blue and white into the layout, and so yeah, I flipped that piece over that I matted it with, and I went with the bold navy and white stripe, which I really like. And that background piece is like a marbled grey and white piece. I really like that, actually, that marbled cardstock. I think it's lovely. It would make a really great whole, patterned background. So that is my photo mat done. I'm going to use the last of these cheaper foam dots that I have just from the $2 shop to stick up this photo, to pop up this photo. I love my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. They are my favourite. However, they're not as high as these cheaper ones. And so, yeah, I use both, depending, you know, on my mood and which is closer. But I only literally had, 7 of those left, so I wanted to use them up because I don't like it when the packet's lying around and there's so few of them. So that is obviously the bulk of my layout in terms of, I guess, the photo being there and where it's going to go. Now I'm putting up in my title because, again, I like to do my titles first. So edited out all of that, but my title is going to be making music. I couldn't think of anything more original. I'm not great with title names. Does anyone else have that problem? I'm really not. I'm not that creative when it comes to thinking up great titles. Anyway, that's alright. So I'm sticking my title down. Again, it's making music. So I've committed to where that title's going. I really love those stickers. On camera, at least in my editing program, they're showing up a lot more kind of bright green than they are in person, and they do match the layout quite well, even though in this, certainly in my view, I don't know about yours, but in my view they're not looking like they match, but they do in real life. These puffy gold, silver, kind of border pieces, I don't know what you call them, they came in a Kitaholic kit's previous month's kit. I just keep a box of all my old Kitaholic kit stuff that I haven't used, and so I wanted to bring some silver into this layout because I thought it went quite well with the black and white photo. So I am using 2 of those kind of border strips, which obviously, as you just saw, I cut one in half. So that is done. I'm going through my sort of stash of Kitaholic Kits goodies. As I said, I keep a little kind of container. I just throw them all in when the month is over and I've used as much of my kit as I'm going to that month. So I've got, you know, a nice little box of goodies there that I draw from. I've got the sticker sheet, which I don't end up using anything from, but for the K's Craft Wildflower collection. And I use a couple of these puffy stickers, which were from a Cocoa Vanilla collection. I wonder if that was Love Always, actually. I think it was Love Always. I think that grey one, the little banner I put down the bottom says Good Times, and the top one, the little tag says Love. So I'm pulling out from the ephemera pack some of the flowers. Not all the flowers, but some of them. And I don't end up using all of them, although I do use most of them. And also some of the leaf pieces that are also in the ephemera pack. Yeah, so I knew I wanted something to make that cluster in the bottom left. The bottom left. But I didn't want it to be too massive, and again, in hindsight, I should have cut down the size of that banner, but I didn't, and that's okay. So I'm still going through the collection, and I'm going to put away these pieces that I'm not using so I don't get everywhere, and now I'm going to sort of look at how I'm going to put my clusters together. So I know I want to use some of the foliage, and I do try to balance it up a little bit between the sort of top and bottom corner of the photo. So I put some leaf foliage into each of my clusters. Obviously the bottom left cluster right down the bottom of the page is much smaller, so it's having smaller foliage. And then I want a mix of kind of the flowers. I want to use that green flower, the large one, down at the bottom of the photo, because I'm trying to make sure there is green in the layout because the title is so green. So I do keep that one. Yeah, so I've decided on that. I've put the other pieces away. I didn't go floral crazy, but I did put, a fair amount of floral on. And I'm just going to stick it all down now and commit to where it's going, making my bottom cluster first. So a little bit of foliage, and then I'm going to pop up the flower on a mini dimensional, which are so cute. So sticking down these little bits, and then that's my super simple kind of smaller cluster, third cluster down there. And then I'm sticking down the foliage pieces. Again, I probably could have used a wet glue for this, but for those of you that watch enough of my videos, I rarely use wet glue. I'm just impatient, and it takes too long to stick. I mean, the good thing about wet glue is, you know, it's very repositionable for a few seconds once you commit and you stick something down, whereas double-sided tape is a lot less so. It's a lot less forgiving if you accidentally put something in the wrong spot, but that's okay. I just make it work for me. So I'm committing, I'm sticking all these down. Again, once I decided, once I pulled out the pieces that I wanted to use for this photo, it really came together pretty quickly. I don't know, it's rare that I sit down to scrap something without at least a vague idea of what I want to do. And I think that's why my layouts don't take me that long to put together. I know some people, and my sister, she's, you know, a good example of this. It does take her a while to do her scrapbook layouts. But for me, I mean, I did this layout it's only sped up twice, and the video is about 12 minutes long, so I did this layout in under half an hour. And because I haven't edited much out of this video, just the sticking down the title really. So, you know, layouts on average, you know, half an hour, 25 minutes is probably on average what it takes for me to do a layout. So I can get quite a few done in a session. For me, you know, it's the setting up that takes the time. It's deciding what I want, it's pulling out the bits of my collection that I want to use, and getting everything organized so that when I film a layout, everything's there. So I'm finishing off, back to the layout, I'm finishing off with some tiny word stickers. They're from an older, are they an Amy Tan collection maybe? They had lots of different colours of tiny word stickers. And then I'm adding some bling. I shouldn't have added the bling, I regret the bling, but the bling is down. I think the bling was a little much. I think it would have been perfectly fine without, you know, the bling, but that's okay. I am not adding mist splatters to this layout though, surprisingly enough. So I'm giving you a close-up look here, but that is it. We are done. I hope you're enjoying our series so far. Please like, comment and subscribe. We love reading and interacting with you guys down in the comments. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.